Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Slipways, where today we are fully through the Looking Glass. We were through the Looking Glass before, actually, because we did do this. We're going back through the Looking Glass. It was nice there, so I take a little vacation. It's like a home away from home at this point. What am I doing? What is this commentary? I have not been sleeping very well. That's what I'm going to blame. All right, so despite their heroic efforts, Vittori scientists could not find a solution to the deterioration of space-time, so we decided to just learn to live within the deteriorated space-time. You know, I can imagine what it is like, to some degree, to live within deteriorated space. Deteriorated time is another matter entirely. Alright, so we have to settle at least 18 vessels and establish at least 12 successful planets within the rifts. Neither people nor robots can survive within the rifts, but colonization options that use them will be replaced with similar options utilizing vessels. And when they say similar, they don't mean that similar. To create vessels, we need a habitable planet and also some consciousness, which we just scoop out of the bodies, apparently. So phase shifters act as relays, allowing one connection from each side of the rift. It's the only way to get inside the rift to settle things. And the mind extractor, built as an upgrade on a phase shifter, will convert people into pure consciousness. The word extractor is very strong words. All right, extra stars based on how many successful planets and how many vessels we get into the rifts. And, of course, we got the Vittori, like one of my absolute favorites, right? Scan range. You know, wave augmentation. A lot of their early techs are not so amazing. Enlightenment is definitely going to do some good work for us. Quantum computing, of course, I always love. We'll get there. We'll figure this out. So, each time you invent a new tech, also receive $30. I mean, the combination of these two, and like quantum sensors being really good early, us having access to solar superconductors, I feel like that's pretty powerful. Careful observation is good, but I think not better than just raw science and money. There are definitely times when I desperately wish we had researchers, for sure. All right, I'm gonna take it like this. Let's take it like this. So is there any other cool stuff that we want early? Because obviously early technologies have a pretty huge premium. The solar superconductors is a 0, right? Yeah. So if we want both quantum sensors and solar superconductors, we cannot also pick up disease eradication. And I think I do want the solar superconductors, so yeah, let's not grab this. Obviously, I would prefer early stuff for sort of juicing up our early game. I do think mass reactors is just absolutely phenomenal, though. It's very hard to not take that. And then, like, honestly, hyperdense architecture could be really relevant for making sure that stuff inside of the rifts can work the way we would like it to work. I never take economic zones. But a trade income increase of 60% on 2 different planets simultaneously is like definitely compelling. And you could probably get this done around, well, I was going to say you could probably get this done around a lab, but planets that are feeding into a lab are not getting trade income on all their resources anyway, so it's not ideal. I don't know. It's not bad, though. Weather manipulation's cool. Biome reconstruction is obviously cool. Flexible fab doesn't feel super necessary. I do think broadly that flexible fabrication is better than enlightenment. However, because, you know, creating more goods and satisfying more needs is good. That's kind of what the game's about. But I don't think it's worth spending one of our tech copy slots on. That's a big resource. I kind of want to pick up economic zones. I think it's let's take economic zones or hyperdense. I'm gonna pull hyperdense. I remember how annoying it is to get enough sources of and places to receive vessels inside the rifts. This helps a lot. Okay, let's give it a try here. I don't know. I remember this one being weird, but not necessarily the most difficult of them. Okay, so what are the actual numbers? Let me make sure I do this. 26 vessels for maximum score, 18 successful planets. So it's +1 per star, except the last star requires +2. And then standard, yeah. So what are the Vittori tasks again? Increase total science output by X, invent X new technologies, establish a lab studying a particular thing and get it to X science, and then something else. I don't remember what else. I mean, it is not obviously of critical import that we figure this out right now, because we'll have time. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So these forge worlds are really awkwardly positioned. Let's maybe get a little bit more information. A very little bit more information. Oh, I missed. Okay, I want to settle Ocean World, obviously. I don't think there's really a way to do that. And in fact, how would I even settle one of the people worlds? Yeah, that's a problem. These worlds are laid out in a really weird way. So we could do like... All right, right here. No, this is too far, right? If I made this a robot world, yeah, that's out of range. Yeah, we actually just don't have a setup in our initial position. I mean, it does happen. It's rare, but it does happen. Well, a thing that we can do is just hope, right? We can just pick a spot to lay down and try. I'm gonna colonize this Earth-like. We're just gonna see what happens. First of all, show me this. Okay, science. Interesting. Okay. Oh, sorry. We have enough tech here. So, yeah, this isn't going to work because, I mean, it's... Oh, no, it does work. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing. Ah, remnant planets to prosperous, right? That's the other thing. I have to say, establish a lab studying minerals and get it to 4 science feels pretty doable. We're going to start there. But before we even do that, let's make it so that we can have people who are, like, alive and stuff. Okay. Would you believe more science? So the next thing I want to pick up is at 8. And I do not think there's any odds that we will want to take anything else first. So now that we have a food world here, it's actually much easier to settle one of these ocean worlds. We can pretty simply... I think I like this one better. Well, no, that one can't. We should settle this one because we want to send population to Helden 4. This location looks like it should work for the purposes of setting up the mineral lab, but I don't think it's actually going to. We would need one more source of population or something. It's fine. Mineral labs happen all the time. So I'm just going to make this the people world. You get that. We do a two-way trade here. Send a point of population to there. This reaches, right? Yes. Okay. Well, let's... I am going to be out of money. Well, whatever. We got a couple of asteroids to work with. Okay. And communicate some water over to there. That's a fairly dense resource web. This planet only has one export, but it is also earning us potentially a lot of science. So we do have a mineral planet up. We could potentially... we could potentially use a point of this world's minerals, maybe, to set up a lab. Yeah, let's just get, like, a ton of information. Okay, these do still require goods. I couldn't remember if that was the case. Okay, so if we were to pull 2 more science, which we probably can't do in a single probe, but if we were, we could invent the tech we want and get $30, with which to continue shenanigans on this fine year. I think I like this one better. I think if we're going to if we're going to check a block of planets, let's check a block of planets that's largely not inside the rift. We're very close. So how much was the... Okay, so it's 30 to just turn it into bulb. Or 50 to just bulk buy 12 bulbs. Feels pretty doable, honestly. And I don't know that I think that the... Ah, hey, that one got 2. I don't know that I think that the 2 bulbs, or that the bulb per year is actually, you know, in practice going to work out to be better. All right, so... we're not going to get any technologies that help us make money, ever. So I do have to be... we do have to be cautious. Exotic matter is pretty important. We'll be eager to take that. So... where to now? Well, that's not great. I was kind of hoping to find a place that could take in this point of goods. I guess probably that is what we're actually going to be working with. How do I... First of all, how do I expand outward? And secondly, are we going to be able to find a place that has better mineral proximity? We do have a kind of a weird gap around our worlds here. Like, this just barely can't reach anything that matters. People here who would love goods, but there's no way to activate this planet. Yeah, we definitely have a weird situation. Okay, well, I guess this can produce food. So that enables some stuff. That actually, this is in range to receive biomass. I guess I'm going to do that. Mostly as a way of getting a little bit more probing distance. Get some more information here. So having people worlds near the rifts is important for extraction. I do so hate to say it. The next settle bumps us up to the next size category, which I do not love. But I guess there's not really, like, no way around it, right? Okay, so that's a source of minerals. Oh, right. Some stuff's quite different inside the rift. I forgot. So we would need chips, which we would get from here. So if I did a consciousness shift, we could produce minerals and chips in here, send the minerals out to do goods. It's definitely interesting. Oof, y'all. What we have here is a real paucity of option. And the worlds inside the rifts have to be successful. So it's definitely, it feels better to set up in an area like this. So we could, in theory, make this a chip world. Right, so that we could spend the second point of food here, deliver an extra point of population there. Just kind of generally increase export density. What does it cost to upkeep phase shifters? Oh, right, I forgot they cost science. I really wish that the upkeep cost for stuff was listed right on the build tooltip. We're gonna go ahead and just build this so that I can see what we're dealing with. Okay. It is only $1 per year. So not awful, certainly. Then you would want goods, which we could provide with another. If I'm willing to build 3 phase shifters, we can get a nice dense web of resources going here. This would need water to produce more stuff. Yeah, I mean, I do need to I do need to establish a lab at some point in the near future. That said, okay, if we do this thing and then we get exotic matter, it'll actually be really powerful. So what? It's 1 people out, then 1 consciousness out, then 2 resources. We send out the chips and the minerals, and then... Oh, wait, I can't do... Oh, yeah, then goods, and then goods. These 2 worlds don't connect, so there's no crossover problem. I would have to get 1 more science, but I'm sure I can probe 1 more science. Especially once we start buying stuff inside the rift. I think I'm just actually going to do it. I did run out of dollars, however... It is November, so it's not like a big problem. Okay. We'll melt that. There we go. So we have some more interesting asteroids now. There's my point of science. I don't know. Is this a good idea? Hard to say. Okay. So... that's pretty good, right? get water, send water back here, leveling up both of these worlds. Yeah. And then that potentially makes it easier to like settle this if I wanted to, or and the chips, the extra point of water being sent in will produce another point of chips, which will level this world up immediately. It's a lot of dense trade. Let me get a little bit of money, set this up. Yeah, okay, so we got ourselves 2 successful worlds living in the Rift and 3 vessels out of that little exchange. It's pretty slick. Okay, so... Also, I already have a prosperous world. I have no science, but I do already have a prosperous world, which is fun. So I am still looking for a position where we could do that mineral lab. I was really not expecting it to be so difficult. Is this really too far? Ugh. Yeah, the difficulty that we're having setting that up might itself be enough to break this run. Okay, well, we have a lot of minerals in this general area. What we need is bodies. And I really want to get a lab put together because turning on exotic matter is actually going to be so good for us right now. It is going to do so much good. Okay, I mean, what if we don't have a mineral lab? Is there another lab we can build that makes any kind of sense? So in order to get the lab to 4 science, we'd have to have the initial pair of resources plus another one of the non-researcher thing, plus either a researcher or a third copy of the non-researcher thing. It's not like totally trivial, right? And if we can accomplish this lab, we basically instantly finish the other stuff because we have 2 forebear stations full of science just waiting for us to be able to press the buttons. So how do we get there? I mean, right now it just doesn't look like... Okay. How about over here? Over here is interesting. We could potentially... How would I do this? We could potentially run... Oh, hold on. I want to save that. That actually... I think we're building in that direction. I think we're going to be able to destroy that asteroid for more money. Yeah, so if all 3 of these planets are mineral producing, we can probably set up a lab somewhere that can feed off of them, although it's going to involve some amount of phase shifting, which I am not, necessarily a huge fan of. And this has the distance necessary to consciousness dump. So we could do... That planet is called Peril 9. I am aware of that. Yeah, we could make this a consciousness world. I had to get 1 more point of science, but... So I'm going to make this a water world. I'm going to start with that because it gives me a broader area to probe, because we do have to pick up 1 more point of science in order to be able to lay down this rift. Okay, so now we... Oh, also need dollars. Okay, that's a reasonable amount of income. That's a nice two-way trade. We can fit stuff through there eventually. One of these techs lets me do more resources through each rift, doesn't it? Am I misremembering? Oh, maybe I am. I could have sworn... But I'm not allowed to do this, right? Yeah. Huh. I could have sworn there was a way to have more than one connection per gate. Well, okay, I mean, if there isn't, it's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and do this. Connect. Connect. Again, export density is very important. Am I allowed to build labs inside the rift? Yeah. Okay. Oh, the angles on this are like really ugly. Yeah, so... Shit. Without harvest, we would have to build the lab outside of the rift. Which is going to be a challenge, to say the least. How would I even do that? Y'all. It's bad. It is bad. So hyperdense architecture on these water worlds is probably going to be pretty decent. I guess over here we might not need it because we have a good two-way trade world. This world will gain another point of population when we wire up the goods to it, which we will do eventually. How do we make a functional people world outside the rift? I mean, it basically has to be this world, right? There is at least the possibility with this world that this could work. Then we make that a mineral world. We have to phase shift minerals out. Lab goes here and takes in, yeah. It's rough and it's very expensive and it costs us science that we don't have. Okay, so that was a point of science on the third world of that scan, I think. Okay, so we need one more, I believe. We are not going to be able to get everywhere we are going all at once. It doesn't really matter where it is. God, it takes so much time to build through a rift gate. Okay, and then we need one more point of stuff. So... It does feel like it needs to be that mineral world, which I hate. Yeah, all right. Took me 12 years to accomplish the first task. Probably that's a game loser. Invent 2 new technologies is probably reasonable to go after next. So we study the life forms, and then I could spend all of my money on this. Feels pretty bad. I might actually just take the 8, because taking that lets us grab exotic matter right now, which is actually like very significant for us. We are running a lot of resources through the portals. Okay, now that that's happening, we could send water through as well if we wanted to. And it's actually like very beneficial to do so. And then we just need a food world. And it's hard to really know which of these is going to be viable as a food world. Is this planet a source of biomass by any chance? No. No, it's not. So that's probably not it. So it's probably... I mean, it's none of them, right? The actual answer is that none of these planets can produce food for us without some trickery, without some shenanigans. Is this a problem that we solve via mass reactor? We mass reactor a point of energy off of this world up there? It might actually be. Yeah. Okay. May well in fact be. So, what are we doing for the rest of this year? We are going to have to get another vessel world in here somehow. What is going to be the best way to do that? I mean, that's not terrible, right? All this needs is consciousness. Okay, so actually, we can almost certainly provide consciousness from here to there. That's vessels. So yeah, that gets cleaned up, and then we have access to this world, which can become a mechanized harvest and send water over there. We can get some worlds flipping and stuff. That's pretty good. I wish we had another good use for minerals. Oh, but we're going to mass reactor a second point off of this. So this is totally going to get flipped. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's going to be better than fine. Do perhaps need a tiny bit of operating capital. So these two planets, we're going to fix our unhappiness relatively soon. We have a plan to make another vessel world. I do need to science, and at this point, we don't have a lot of easy rift checks. So what we're doing is probably just waiting for next year. This world will eventually produce one more point of water. Just debating about some things, how some things are going to work out. Okay, I mean, that's something. I really wish I could just build the gate, because that's what's holding this whole process up. So we need one more tech. Are we going all the way to mass reactors next? I think so. I think that's right. So there'll be no point in doing the mechanized harvest here yet. We could make this another people world. because we do have a point of population remaining on Philip 5. It could take the biomass from Eleutheria 7, which would flip Eleutheria 7. Because it would be 2 points of population in, 2 resources out. We have a very obvious source of goods for Shadow 7. We don't have a source of goods for this one, but we do still have the ability to grab Enlightenment. Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's compelling, right? I can start setting some of this up. Sort of. Okay. So let's do these. Oh, sorry. Have to start the scooper. Gosh, I sure hope this works. Well, sure, that's going to be a problem. Okay, but that position's no good, and that has me nervous. That is really bad, actually. This planet. Oh, no. It's ruining everything. Oh, that's actually really bad. That's super bad. Okay, well, we could use the mass reactor to fix that problem, right? We can mass react ourselves some consciousness. Oh no, but you can't build a mass reactor on a planet until it's established. I'm so used to doing it when the planet has 2 output, but that's not actually how that technology works. Well, crap. Maybe I need wave augmentation next. It's certainly closer. Okay. If that's the new move, if we're thinking about wave augmentation next. We won't have it next year. So yeah, we made a fair amount of money off of this. Also, a couple points of science. You know, it's doing something. So if we were able to set up a lab over here and move water from the outside, from the other sides of the rift to it, it would be pretty good. I guess I don't know how I would populate it, though. Because the last point of population from this world is already spoken for, right? Yeah. I think we're definitely sciencing too slow. To be honest with you, I might just toss this attempt. Because I'm looking at this, like, we're 15 years out. We're like halfway through the game already. Now, I guess let's try to play it to its conclusion. Let's give it the rest of the go here. So, what do I do until, like, we're bottlenecked behind a huge amount of science here? The thing that it would seem to make sense to do would be to set up another laboratory somewhere. But how and where is a question. Like, what would we even study? The second point of water is not going to be produced here until we have hyperdense architecture. It's a super long time from now. We could hope that this will be a Gaia world. A rift side planet, sorry. And we can send water out there. But we don't have a source of people for the lab. I really, really, really want to do some cross-rift research, but I don't know how. I don't know how we're going to set anything further up. Do we have the capability of... I was going to say, I was wondering if we had the capability for a biomass lab over here somewhere, using people from this world and biomass from both of those worlds. And the answer is kind of maybe. So, like, if this is going to be the world we get the vessels from, that's problematic in a bunch of ways, obviously. It's going to consume the biomass that we want. We do have the ability to hook that up, though. Do a two-way trade for some biomass to here. Honestly, it's not the worst idea I've ever had. So if we pay $8 to set this up, we receive $12 in asteroid subsidies. Just trying to think of how we actually afford to get through the process of setup, given how long the slipways are going to be and everything. Alright, I am going to do that. We're going to blow up this asteroid. Then we're going to use the money to set up this, and then blow up this asteroid. That is going to put us... This is probably fine, right? Yeah. Okay. So, you get a little bit of Rift Brain. It happens. I'm going to set this two-way trade up because I don't want to... We need to have people coming out of this, but I don't want to, obviously, cause the problem here. I don't know how this is going to get peopled. Not really a problem I can solve right now. Let's take wave augmentation, finishing our other task, getting 16 science. Improve yearly science output by 8 bulbs is doable. Working on it, working on it. Okay, so... Then we build this. Okay. 5 of 8 right there. Then we make this connection. How are we going to do that? No idea. How are we going to do anything? No idea. I guess we're kind of just out of stuff to do for right now. Here, we can do this and then settle this, make this connection. That's a two-way trade, gets us a successful world. And then we have this situation over here that we can now start to take care of. I also want to invent quantum computing. Well, we need mass reactors first, probably. We're totally going to get quantum computing in a minute. Oh, right. I don't have 2 science right now. Well, it sure would be cool if I did. So, there we go. All right, now we can place one of these slightly further away so that we're not obstructing. There we go. So that's going to be 12. Plus we need the 5 for the scoop. I'm going to keep calling it the scoop. That's what it is. We all know that's what it is. Oh, I just can't put that together this year, can I? Oh, no. I have it. Right. You do have to do this thing as well. That's a problem. And that leaves me just short. Because, again, the damn scoop. So I think it's December. I don't feel so bad about tapping next year now. So that, and that, and that. And she's out of dollars. Damn it. Well, I mean, nothing for it. Yeah. Do in fact just have to commit. Okay. Love successful worlds inside the rift. So I'm not going to take enlightenment. We're going to grab quantum computing next. But that's probably a next year thing. Well, I might be able to just... Yeah, okay. It's totally worth it if I can just generate the 2 points of science, because we'll get $30 for building it as well. Okay, cool. Awesome. And then... all we get for this is a tech discount, but I think I'm going to take it. All right, tasks. 3 remnant planets to prosperous. Feels unlikely, if I'm being honest. So... I have no science right now, so I can't do any more rifts, or I can't do any more gateways. But we could do some work inside of the rifts, if that makes sense to do. Yes, I can do a little bit more exploring down here, too. I really do need to... My desire to know more has intensified, you know? Okay, interesting. How many successful worlds am I at right now? 5? 5's low. 5's lower than you want to see. I'm not really sure what to do with that either. I mean, 16 science is finally like a pretty good level. 18 years in is maybe like a little later than you want that to happen. Is there one more planet? Okay. I think it's worth starting to get this stuff set. So we can draw the slipways. Almost. We can almost draw the slipways. Won't be able to actually buy the reactor. Okay. Until next year, at which point I buy self-hosting AI for $30. And then send this point of energy through to here. Okay. All of a sudden, everything's better. I guess we may as well make this connection. There's no reason not to. Yeah, there's no reason not to. It's just money. All right, so we almost have enough people. We're actually very close to having enough people. If I had 2 more points of science, we could rift these goods up into that world, and that world could flip to successful as well, generating another point of vessels and another... Yeah, shoot. Okay. I could just mass reactor here. Oh, that wouldn't flip this world because not enough science. Or not enough outputs. Not enough outputs. All right. We need to figure out places where we can put population down inside the rift. we could settle this world. Yes. We can settle this world by communicating pop down here and then doing the remnant world thing. And then we can get water for the remnant world, which it will want. 3 remnant worlds to prosperous really feels like it's not happening. I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't think it's that big of a deal because I don't think it would be all that valuable. I mean, finishing the task itself is worth 2 stars. I suppose I should care more about that. Should, but don't, apparently. I mean, I would hate to just hit next year, but we are a little limited, aren't we, by the total lack of science. The fact that I exactly spent all of our science once again. I think I'm going to do it. Access to energy-driven industry, I don't think I want it right now. Okay, does that actually work? It does. It does. Okay. People world, or, sorry, you know, the thing. Here, we can do that. So that gets that world to successful. Bummer. 16. I'm not so worried about this part. This part is getting a little, I'm getting a little nerve-wracked. So if we manage to flip this world to prosperous, it would be pretty good. But we would need for it to be directly connected to 3 successful worlds. Right now, it's not in position to connect to any. Not a single one. Even this one, we had to get the minerals out of here. Yeah, I don't really know what to do about that. You know, there are positions where transpose is probably pretty good. Sorry, I forgot. I should definitely do this. And now that we have that situation, like saving a little bit and getting hyperdense architecture next year to allow us to flip this world without having to do anything extra is actually pretty compelling. This world would have to output its water. But that's, I mean, we could empty lab it at the very least. Are you allowed to use... Okay, yes. You can use vessels to do labs. I guess we're getting to the point where that water lab is actually like a thing we can figure out. Maybe that's what I want to be doing right now, is setting that up. So we would need a source of consciousness if we wanted to colonize this. And we don't have any readily available. I want to build the lab out here, of course, to take maximum advantage of our technology. Maybe that's not really feasible. Okay, you're actually remarkably close to flipping. So that would be 1 of 3 remnant worlds. This world's going to have a really hard time making it over the hump. But maybe, though. Maybe we could figure it out. It wouldn't matter unless we could get even another one, right? So probably it doesn't actually matter. This world's always just going to be miserable. That's fine. I'm cool with it. Fuck that world. I feel like we're kind of close here. We have like 7 years left, and this is almost a functional answer. We only need 1 more point of population, which we could get by... do I have one? No, I don't have any worlds that are not already producing their max. And this world, unfortunately, can never quite get flipped without me having gone back to buy, you know, without me having gone back to buy words. You know, enlightenment. There it is. Gosh. Gosh, my brains. Okay. So, how am I going to generate another point of population? So you have to settle on one of these worlds. And this world becoming a people world, like that world becoming a vessel world, I should say, really does make a lot of sense. I would like very much to do it. So we do have machine sentience, right? I could, in theory, like, I don't know how I would do it. I don't know where I would do it. But we could get some robots to provide the sentience if we can't get people. I haven't actually made use of this at all. Are you at the maximum? Yeah, you are at your maximum output. Okay. We could use a couple of rift gates. Okay, we could use a couple of rift gates to bounce a point of energy around to here. That involves making a rift react. It's very silly, but it is going to work. Yeah, all right. It's very silly. So turn that into one of those. I can't afford that right now. That's fine. Oh yeah, I'm like really out of money, actually. I'm like very out of money. It's fine. Next year. Okay. So two-way trade. Connect this. And then we still don't have enough money, actually. Well, I'm going to invent something here, so we'll fix it. What am I going to invent? Teleportation's not bad. Yeah, teleportation is for sure not bad. Does energy-driven industry... No, right now it doesn't do anything. We have very few sources of energy. I mean, I do think I want hyperdense. Yeah. All right. So with that money, I build the mass reactor, use it to send energy here to produce energy for there, so that I can send this energy to here to cover that. That gets us the population we need, while simultaneously flipping some more worlds. We're at 9 of 12. So when I have the money next year, hyperdense architecture on this world flips that as well, while spending a point of... unspent vessels don't create unhappiness. That's interesting. Gosh, if we had a point of population over here somewhere, we could actually do a water lab. Yeah. Oh well. Actually... We can make this world level up. Yeah, actually. Okay, if we commit this here, commit this here, can't afford. There we go. And then we could send the biomass out to this world, or we could just empty lab it. Either way, this world will flip, and then we could just build a lab in here in the traditional way. It's a less exciting lab, but it's a lab for a resource we don't have yet. All right, hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. A real life thing happened that I needed to attend to, but we're good now. Where are we at? We need to get 3 more planets within the rift to successful if we want to win, which I think is maybe a good idea. To win, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I think that's important. Probably worth noting that we are at 31 of 32 right now, so next planet settled is going to take a fair amount of income away from us, but we're in an all right spot here. I think we are going to hit hyperdense architecture to eat the second point of vessels from here, right? That's a successful world. Oh, sorry, I had to drag it over manually, but yeah. Also, a prosperous world. That's fun. We're at 5 prosperous already without even really trying, which rules. Rules and is good. What was I planning to do for our next technology? I don't think I did have a plan. So this would be what, like 9% happiness? 10, in fact. So this technology is somewhat likely to be a star by itself. We still have a few years here. I mean, obviously, I really do want to make this happen. It is 2 stars. We have that one prosperous remnant. Where's the other one that was close? There was another one that was close, wasn't there? There was this one. And then we also have this is a remnant world. And it is a remnant world that's producing energy, so it feels like... What can I reach from here? Okay, I can reach the water world. Can this reach the water world? No. Just barely no. Okay. Well, I mean, that's certainly a thing we could do. We could just run a point of energy all the way out there to get water. But this world needs to communicate with more successful worlds. And I don't think we can get this connected to 3 other successful worlds in time. I guess actually this world can just send energy as water. That doesn't fix the problem. It would give us another immediate successful connection. We make this energy send the water to send the energy to there in place of goods. That's a second connection. But then we still need 2 more points of income here. We can hyperdense this. Oh, sorry, we don't want to hyperdense this. We want to do mass reactors, and we only get 1 project. If this was a people world... Yeah, there's definite difficulty in just making this world receive 6 inputs/outputs. Okay. I don't think we're ever going to get to fix this, which is like a real shame. Right, the only way to deal with it at this point would be to like settle that world, and then I didn't take that technology that lets them connect, right? Okay, but it's a tier 3 tech, so we could get it whenever we want. Yeah, I suppose that's a possibility. Or teleportation. The other option is teleportation, which we can pick up next year. If we get teleportation, it does make some things a little bit more doable, doesn't it? Yeah, because we could send a point of water from this planet to that planet, preserving the water need. That's actually like... It's pretty good. Is there another... I could run a water teleport from here as well. We could get it to 6 in that case, right? Energy out plus 2 water in is 5, and then we could make this route happen, or we could do the energy in from here, which would also make this world successful, and that is yeah, that's a win. Plus no, never mind. I was about to say plus it helps with our successfuls. I guess what we could do is we could teleport the energy from there to here. I'm talking about building an awful lot of teleporters at this point. Well, okay, so we're gonna get teleportation as our next tech, and we'll see from there. In the interim, am I going to do food production? We'll have a food world here that doesn't have any exports, which is actually bad. Planets with no exports produce 2 points of unhappiness. So I think it probably makes more sense just to empty lab the biomass. Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead and, well, we should do that late though. So I guess if I'm going to go to all this trouble to get this thing prosperous, and we're going to try to make that work, we should also start figuring out how we're going to get the third remnant world to prosperous. I mean, this seems like a thing I ought to do. Hyperdense won't help. Oh, no. This planet can produce one more point of people. We'd have to get this world to prosperous, which is a challenge for sure. I don't know how I would do that. I also have to use the minerals here. Obviously, that's pretty doable. So how would I connect you to enough worlds? I could mass reactor. Yeah, we could use a mass reactor instead of paying out the mineral. Just like mass reactor over to here, so this gets a second point of input. And then we still have to get rid of water from here, but that's more doable, certainly. And upon doing this, this will produce a chip mineral, which we can potentially do something with. It's actually not bad. We'd have to get rid of this point of water, but then I think this world can be prosperous. So let me get started, I guess. It's a lot of money. Okay. So I want to make this a goods factory, and we want to connect to it. I'm pretty sure. And we don't have to do the energy thing with the first point of minerals. It can wait until this point of minerals. And then if we build one of these, send that through there. It's not that hard for this world to flip now. We just have to use some shenanigans to get like a point of goods over there, which we can do. I don't know if y'all have heard about teleportation. I spent one too many points of science. Just give me the... Can I get all of them? I can get all of them. Cool. Limited teleportation. It's a small amount of teleportation is the thing. And yeah, even though we did jump an empire size, it's still really... It's not that bad. Okay, so we had to get rid of this point of water, and I mean, I would obviously prefer to send it somewhere. For a bunch of reasons. How are you doing? You need one more successful neighbor. That's actually pretty good. Can I do that with teleporters? Also, what is the $40 to build? Okay, but it does build the pair. It's a pair for $40. And then they have, yeah, they have upkeep costs, of course. There's no place I can build that would be better. Okay. Everything that we have left to do is so fucking expensive. Okay. Can I use teleportation to skirt the rift rules? Like, can I do this thing to drop the energy across? Actually, I should hold on. I should place this carefully because we want to get this point of water too, right? So like, let me. Yeah, we'll have enough room. We'll have enough room. Okay, I just want to be sure that we can do this because we know from past experience, the angles on these things can be a tiny bit cantankerous. Okay, that totally does work. So we react. Bam. That's a mission win. Now, Can we win with style? It becomes the question. It's very expensive to do that. So yeah, this world got to 5. It'll get to 6 with the thing. Water goes out. This goes out. What's our next tech? Do we have a sense of that? Because we could just buy slipstream relays, right? And bounce the goods over to there. And I think that gets us a prosperous world. We're in a situation where I really wish I had something like Harvest, where I really wish I could just trade some time for some money. But alas and alack. But alas, I lack funding. I'm going to use a teleporter to pass a point of water approximately 4 feet. Okay, so now you're at 4 of 6 and 2 of 3. And I communicated the point of... Oh, right, I was going to use energy from Veritas. Okay, I should probably set that up too. No, don't send a probe. Send a slipway. There we go. Okay, so 5 of 6. Now all we have to do is get 1 in or 1 out. And transferring a point of water from here via teleporter is a good way to go about that. Is there a better way to go about that? Is there a less expensive way to go about that, is my actual question. I think the answer is no. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the answer is no. It's a shame vessels can't go outside the rift. It's kind of weird, right? I get why that move is one way in the one direction. The other one makes less sense. So yeah, we got a little bit of time. Like, obviously technocracy is strong for us. But I do have to develop a solution for this, and I think that Slipstream Relay is the only one that exists. I don't think there's another way for us to solve that particular problem. So, am I trying to trade $3 for a bulb anywhere? We can try here. Swing and a miss. All right, 3 years remaining. We're at 13 and 22. And next year we are doing the Slipstream Relay thing. So this year we can just build more teleporters. Ooh, Trixie. Okay, that'll work. Again, direction. It's tricky stuff. Oh, that got this to prosperous too. I wasn't even counting, but that rules. How are you doing? 1 more import or export? Okay. The empty lab is available. It is a real strat. It's a thing you can do. Our Vittori capital isn't going to be very good. I think there's basically no way around that. But it's fine. Okay. We still have to solve this problem. Yeah, so I guess that's the thing I may as well get on top of. So we send out the goods to make this world flip. Send out the energy. We're at 7 prosperous worlds right now. So doing this the relatively expensive way of building a teleporter, I think is not actually all that much better. Like, the question, I guess, is, are we going to hit 9 anyway? Right? We would need a source of chips for this world, which we can't easily get. Looking around here. This world would flip. Well, I'd have to build hyperdense architecture, but it could happen. We absolutely could do that. With hyperdense architecture, this world would actually be really close to becoming prosperous. Right, because it's got 1, 2, 3 successful neighbors. What state is this world in right now? It doesn't give you, like, the easiest count. Okay, so right now it is at 3. It'll just be at 4. It has enough friendly... it has enough good trade routes neighboring, but you're at 4, and we can get you to 5 pretty easily with a reactor move. 5 and 3 successful neighbors. So we're at 7 now. That's easy to flip. I don't think we need to do the expensive teleporter move. I think we just empty lab. And that being the case, there's very little reason to do it right now, right? Because we don't get trade income for that or anything. Is there a way to... an easy way to flip any of the non-successful worlds that we have around here? Non-successful rift worlds? Or is it sensible for us to build a new colony world in the rift? Because if so, I mean, we could make some stuff happen with that. We don't have any way of turning these into good worlds. We could use a teleporter to deliver food from this world to somewhere. We could use a teleporter. We could like bounce population into consciousness over here and then use a teleporter to communicate that consciousness somewhere. So this is going to produce another point of population when it gets successful, which will give us a second input there. This world can get successful as well. And we could bear value on up to 5 more planets in the rift. We can't get a second point of vessels for this very easily. Yeah, and even trying to teleport vessels to that would be a huge pain. Out of curiosity, not that I think this is necessarily a great idea, but... okay, no. I was gonna see if we could teleport this point of vessels over to there. Because this is like a whole star that we're losing from happiness. I guess if we fixed it, we wouldn't get 8 happiness at this point. You know, it would, yeah. Because the maximum was reached, a small happiness penalty will remain no matter what. And also, I think it takes time even for the happiness penalty on the world to decay to the point that it will decay to. So it's probably just not fixable. And I want to slow roll the lab thing, obviously, because it's going to hurt our long-term income. So we have a solution in mind for this. This is friendly, friendly, friendly. Yeah, so this world's totally going to flip. Yeah, it does feel like we need to settle another place. We need to do something kind of ambitious with a settle. Okay, so if I somehow made this a people world. I was going to say, like, we could take this point of water via teleport, but actually probably not, right? The way the rift around that planet is shaped, yeah. And the fact that this is the facing of the teleporter ends actually matters. Makes that very difficult. This one's relatively easy. If we could somehow generate... it would be a teleporter. It would have to be a teleporter. So that would push our population up by... it would push our population up by a star at least. It would not make it easier for us to flip this world over. This world's still a problem. Oh, never mind. It totally would, because we could mass reactor. We could send a point of energy here. Mass reactors is so good, y'all. So wait, is this world? This world's actually still going to produce a point of population as well, if it flips. If it currently has no successful neighbors. I wonder. That's what we could do with the point of water, is we could communicate it over to there. We would have to get a point of minerals in first, though. Or a point of vessels in first. That would have to be the thing that happens first. If we did that, flip this, flip that, this world doesn't necessarily flip super easily because we don't have an obvious use for the minerals. Well, we could. I don't know. I'm probably talking about a lot of time here, though. Sorry, I know I'm doing a lot of like speculating. It's just we're at that point at the end where like every little move is going to make a really big difference. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to the make one more people planet strategy because it is worth a lot of points. It's also very expensive. All right, then we're going to tap end of year. Okay, so first things first, invent slip relays. That's $30 right there. Next, we actually place a slip relay, allowing this to happen. This world is now capable of becoming prosperous. I don't need to be in a big hurry on it, but we have a button we can press to finish our final task. That rules. Okay, next thing. We have to settle this world and use it to generate minerals. Was there something I was still planning to do? No, we're all good over here, right? There's still this lab situation, but that's very whatever. That is very, we will get to it. It will take us 3 months. Have to remember that. It's a lot of our remaining time, honestly. But focus. So this totally works. Yeah, there's no... Yeah, okay. I'm looking at that and going, is there a reason I need to shape that differently? But I think, no, I think we're good. All right, so that's population. I'm going to press the mass reactor button here. Oh, I do have to... sorry, I have to build the teleporter before that thing flips, but that's fine. We're cool to do that. Right? Yeah, well, yeah, yes, but actually, time is tight. Okay, so we completed our task. We flipped more worlds. Got this up to 14. If I were to have the money necessary to do a mass reactor here, I could flip 2 more worlds. There is nothing I can do to generate money aside... Oh, inventing a thing totally is enough money, though. Is there anything I can invent that's going to matter? Yeah, okay, like tailored evolution could matter. Can I invent 2 things if I'm careful here? No, I don't have nearly enough science. Because we're going to have some bulbs left over. We will have enough bulbs for a tailored evolution. So I could use tailored evolution to gain 2 points of happiness somewhere. Does it do anything to take energy-driven industry? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Yeah, relatively certain. Okay, let's grab tailored evolution then. So, well, I don't have very much money. 30. If this costs more than 8, and it does, that's not actually viable. That's a real shame, because that is actually, like, it's so good. It flips this world and that world. Sending a point of energy to this world doesn't make it successful critically, because it only has 1 export. Sending the energy back here would not quite make this world prosperous. Actually, yeah, if I sent Chip here, that world's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, it wouldn't quite flip this world to prosperous, but it would be good and cool. So we can make one more world successful, which is a star. We almost made it to 5 on that. Over here, we can make one more world successful, which is a star. This one's cheaper. We can do this one for probably about 20. So is there another flip we can make happen for... Okay, we made it to 9 prosperous. I actually don't even care about worlds getting prosperous anymore. Is there another star we can earn for like 18 somewhere? That would make one of these plans meaningfully different from the other? We're probably not... Hold on. Yeah, we're nowhere near a happiness threshold, so that's not going to matter. We can't afford to build a facility. I guess if machine sentience does anything, we should invent that tech instead. Does machine sentience do anything anywhere? We don't actually have a lot of robots this time. Most of our food worlds are biomass powered. In fact, am I on 0 points of robots across the entirety of this sector? I think I am. What a weird outcome. Okay, well, machine sentience is definitely wrong. None of the others even can matter. So, yeah, I guess it's this. It's fine. Yeah, so 19. We don't have any scoring asteroids, is that right? It would have to be a bunch too, like... Yeah. Alright, sorry, just like trying my best to optimize. Actually, how much is hyperdense? Hyperdense is 25. It's still a little bit too expensive. Because if I just took in the extra point of minerals here, that would also flip this world. I don't have to mass reactor. Gosh, I wish this world was like a little closer. If I hyperdense here, and it's too expensive. Trying to figure out a way to make this world prosperous for some reason, even though I know that that doesn't matter. How much is this connection? 26. Yeah, we'd have to build a we'd have to build hyperdense architecture to get rid of this biomass. So yeah, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's build the Galactic University, which also ends up not mattering because we're not close to a happiness threshold. Sure. Every world that's connected to this lab is the same score, and they're all not very good. That is nowhere near getting us any points, but the task completion itself was meaningful. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and do this, I guess. This is the one that's closest to being good. I'm going to hyperdense this world. That's how I'm going to do that. Okay. So, I think 21 is a final score for us. Fairly sure. Yeah, it would just be 2. The other lab probably has people going to... Where even is the other lab? Here. Yeah, we could hyperdense... We could tailored evolution here and get 2 points of happiness. But it doesn't accomplish anything. We can't run resources across the rift anywhere. Not that it would be helpful to do so if we could. I think we're just done. Yeah, it's a fine score. If we did have Or we do one more quick scour for asteroids, because a single asteroid would get us another star. A single functional asteroid. What would we need in total to make it happen? It would be 15 plus the shortest possible route here. So actually, finding an asteroid still might be good enough. Well, no, it would only jump us to 16. It would not, in fact, be sufficient. All right, I'm gonna fulfill my obligation to my science faction here by gathering the maximum amount of possible science before ending the scenario. There we go. Went out with 8 in the bank. Okay, I mean, that's an outcome, right? It's not horrible. As the galaxy continues to deteriorate, more and more Vittori upload into their vessels, leaving their bodies behind so their minds can live on, or at least a thing that is in many ways superficially similar to their mind. I know I don't need to always be on this, but like for real, it's okay. Anyway, done. Okay, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Apologies for the big break in the middle of the episode. It probably doesn't seem like much to you. It was like 24 hours of real actual human time, though. When you come back next time, I guess we're moving on to the final mission of the campaign on Tough, and I have to say, I'm pretty pleased with myself for making it through here, especially in as few total attempts as it took. I thought some of these were going to be really rough grinds, and I definitely have had to step up my play, but I feel like that's gone all right. Anyway, come back next time for the Euphorian mission, and we'll see you then.